I missed it. Oh, and now we got Dr. Pepper and unicorns. Whee! Dr. Pepper unicorns. Whoops. Dun, dun, dun. How's everybody doing? I was in yesterday fixing my Did Uno, ended up needing a reflash. No biggie. Yeah, sorry about that. We probably have some of those out there. Hopefully we've cracked down on that. Wanna fast? Hopefully we've cracked down on that. We've got a lot of reports like that, and we cracked the whip on the factory, and hopefully they've got that fixed. But I'm sorry I'm late. I said I was going to be on at 12 today, and it's obviously not 12, but that's okay. I'm sure it's all fine with you guys. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for being here. My reason for being late is because I was taking care of business. I was taking care of orders. So we did finally get all of the Dig quads in stock. Yay! So if you have placed an order at all with me in the last several months, you should have gotten an email now that says it's on its way. It's actually, they are still sitting here. We have to drive them to the post office today. So that's what I will do as soon as I'm done streaming. But we in the last 3 days, we have printed labels, packed and bagged and got ready to go. 400 orders. Over 500, well, gosh, I don't even know how many devices. 500 Dig quads and several hundred Dig Unos, and then some of the Pixel Pros and some of the ESP32 minis got tossed in there as well. So we have been busting our booties here at the DrZzs Industries the last couple days. And then I'll go ahead and tell you this. I spent the last probably 10 minutes basically losing my cool on some dude on email. Woo, where's that salty emote? Blade, where's the salt? Where's the salt? We can put the salt emote on here. How do you do that? There was one that was like that. It was just a salt. Yeah, this one. Salt. I got salty. So don't worry about it. I'll it's all good now, but if I'm a little flustered, that's why. Thank you, Nate. Oh, for the Dr. Pepper Fund. Woo, what a guy. Cheers, amigo. Yeah. I won't be surprised if you can delete it. Delete what, Nick? What would I delete? Salt. How's it going? Hard to imagine an upset DrZzs, right? It is. And it takes a bit. It takes a bit to get me to that point, but this dude found the way. He kept trying until he finally found the way. So anyways, and he swears he's going to ruin my name or whatever publicly, and okay. So we'll see how this all turns out. I can't imagine it's that big a deal, but whatever. He got to keep his device, and I gave him his money back, and he can go jump in a lake for all I care. Anyways, all right. So hey, we didn't get to do this one thing the other day because I didn't have any new devices. Like my WLED controllers weren't showing up as new, but this one is. Oh, was that for you, Ken? Maybe. I think that was you. Oh yeah, I recognize the picture. Oh, I've got a strategy. Here's what it's going to be, because I think the in a situation like this, most of you guys know me very well, and you know that I'm going to be patient and cool for quite a while. So I'm sure that this dude will post something somewhere and talk about how bad I am. That's fine. But what I'm going to do in response is just post all the emails back and forth that we had, including my responses where I called him an ignorant, entitled twit. That's what I know. I used my big nasty words. Ignorant, entitled twit. Oh man, good grief! It's good stuff. This is fun stuff. Yeah, that's it. Are you gonna take him? Oh, are you gonna take Dawson? Because he loves putting them in. Are you sure he doesn't want to go? You gotta take him to the post office by yourself. There's 4 big boxes. I can do it in 2 hours. They'll still be open. Hi, Mrs. Z's. All right. Well, I know I really cussed him out, right? How can you get mad at somebody that calls you a twit? Really? Like, how can you really feel bad? You know, you can feel sorry for the guy that calls you a twit. Oh man. Anyways, it was fun. I please think it's funny. Cannot please all the people all the time. That's right. As long as you please one, and that's you. Oh, the missus usually. Oh, good. Yes. And that was the missus, actually. That was the missus. She's going to take all those she's going to take all those devices, all the things we packed up to the post office. We have four big Amazon boxes. You know, we've emptied these boxes and we filled them all, and she's going to take them to the post office right now. So you guys will all be, everybody who's been waiting, Santa's on his way, kids. Santa's on his way. Didn't get a notification that you started? Oh, no. Sorry, Nick. I just barely started, though. Oh, call him a cotton-headed ninny muggins. Oh, I like that. Cotton-headed ninny muggins. I actually have, this is fun. So I'm pretty sure I'm not the only guy among us that has picked up D&D again as quarantine. You know, this is something I did when I was like 12, and then it's been fun to do again. And I like to play as a dwarf. And one of my friends that we play with sent me this Dwarven insult generator. So you roll a couple of 20-sided dice and a percent, or you roll a 20-sided dice and then a percentile dice a couple times, and it comes up with an insult, a Dwarven insult. So I sometimes use that as a weapon. Oh my gosh. It's going to cost me sending that's a solid insult for the season. Cotton-headed ninny muggins. I like it. So what are we doing in NodeRED? That's a great question. So what I was thinking we would do is, yesterday on the stream, we went through how you go into Home Assistant and use the service calls and the entity options and make changes to WLED. And the one limit so far still was the calendar part. And I got a good feeling that Frank realized, oh, that would be a really good option to have, you know, a thing that is not based on a year, but is a month date kind of a calendar. So every time that month and that date comes up every year, that the thing happens as a trigger in an automation. So, and he is like, oh yeah, that would probably be useful. So maybe someday we'll see that pop in there. But for now, it's still basically like it is on WLED, where you have to put in the exact date with the year. So it'll only happen once. So if you want to put it on to turn on Christmas night, you put it to turn on Christmas night of 2020, and that's when it's going to turn on. And then 2021, you're going to have to change it again. So that's not as perfect, right? So I thought, well, I know Blade, I hope he's here. He's probably not going to be. And if he misses the NodeRED stuff, he's going to be really sad. But I thought maybe in NodeRED, there's a way to do that a little better. So I thought, well, let's just do the same kind of thing that we did yesterday, where we go through what you can do with the service calls in Home Assistant, but you use them in NodeRED. And then we see if there's another calendar, a different kind of calendar options, or what are our calendar options for NodeRED. There are probably more of them than there are in Home Assistant, I would expect. There's other ways to do it in Home Assistant. You can do a template and it can pull the month, and there's ways to do it. I know there are, but to me, they're not as simple, and I didn't know what they were, and I didn't want to spend a bunch of time doing that. But yeah, so we're going to go through some of that stuff. Big timer, that sounds like a great one to start with. Let's not focus. We are positive people. On we go. That's right, David. That's right. I love it. Do I have my lights up all year round? Amen, brother. Absolutely. Or do you have your LEDs on your edging and then out for Christmas stuff out? Oh, good question, Steve. So I actually don't have any sort of props out on the yard. So a lot of people have mega trees and candy canes and loops and matrices. I don't, at least not now. So I don't keep those things out well, I don't have them, but I do keep my roof LED edging all year long and use it for all kinds of different things all the time. My plan is to put some things outside on the back of the house. And honestly, I would like to leave them out. I want to put them mostly on the house. So if I'm going to do a matrix, or if I'm going to do like a spiral or a circle, something like that, a head, I want to do some of those heads that have mouths that talk, you know, those are really fun. So I do want to put those out, but I want to hang them on the back of my house and leave them there, because we have a park behind our house. So people could sit in the park or there's a church over there too. They could sit in the church parking lot and they could watch the show. And we could do it all year long. We could do it at different seasons and different holidays and stuff like that. So that's my plan. But basically, yes, I don't take anything down myself. That was why that was the second most important reason why I got into this whole LED thing in the first place. The first reason, you guys have probably all heard me say this, was because of Zoe, our oldest daughter, who's, how old is she now? 14. And she said when she was like 10, and she might have been 9 when she said it, actually. She said, "Dad, can't we have like pink lights?" We were driving home and Christmas lights were on at the house, just regular Christmas lights. And we were driving home and she said, "Dad, can't we have like pink lights for Valentine's Day and red, white, and blue for 4th of July?" And I was like, that is a genius idea. Of course we can do that. And so I started researching, and sure enough, got to the first, if you go back to my first video about putting LEDs on your house from like 2017, that was the result of what she had said. But then the second most important reason was because I don't want to keep getting up and getting down every year and putting them up and putting them down and take a whole Saturday to put them up or more sometimes, and troubleshooting and whatever. So I put them up and I leave them up and away we go. Right? Did I see Home Assistant webpage current? Oh, the current version is 1? Oh, I thought it was going to be released tomorrow. Oh no, did they release it now? I haven't even updated to the beta yet. Oh. Maybe not, maybe, do I need to reload it? Well, the current beta is definitely 1.0, and I'm sure it will be released tomorrow. If it doesn't go live today, it will be tomorrow. Any update on parts, newer LED strings? You know what, Kenny? Somebody asked me that. Maybe it was you. Somebody asked me that earlier. Would I change anything about hardware for 2020? LED-wise, no, I would not. Controller-wise, yeah, clearly it's a lot easier now to get a good LED controller, like the Digiuno, Digquads, but I wouldn't change anything with the LED hardware. And then, of course, the software is light years better than it was now that we have WLED. I mean, WLED is just everything you could ever ask for especially a beginner to intermediate, right? Once you get to X lights, you probably graduate beyond WLED or when you get a whole lot of things and you get props and stuff out on your yard, then you're probably going to want to go with Falcon controllers or Culp controllers and X lights. And I probably will get there before too long. All right, George, thanks for subscribing. I like to celebrate, and I know I don't get it done very much. So there we go. All right. So if you haven't signed up, I know I'll plug it again. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. is the Home Assistant Conference. 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is going to be 11 o'clock my time. So I probably will be out of bed. So that'll be live on, I'm sure it's YouTube, and I don't know whatever else they're going to broadcast it on. But anyways, is there a way to turn off Wi-Fi on WLED to save power and just stick with the default? Yes, Yusuf. Yes, you can. Well, what you can do is you can't really, I don't really know if you turn off the Wi-Fi. I don't know how it works, but there is an option. Really? My matrix decides it doesn't want to work today. If you go in the config and you go to, I think it's Wi-Fi setup. Yeah, down here, disable Wi-Fi sleep. So if you have this box unchecked, then the Wi-Fi will go to sleep if it's not being used. So if you think, oh, I'm just going to set this thing and forget it, if you want to just set it and forget it, you can turn that off, and then that should be what you're looking for. All right? Can you use a smart plug to turn the whole thing off? Absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. Oh, which reminds me. Gosh, I'm such a dope. Sometimes such a dope. I set up so we have an inflatable. We do have a big inflatable dragon in the backyard. And I set him on a smart switch so that he will deflate at night and stuff. So he's been off for a couple days. We're going to turn him back on right now. So he's right now just inflating again. Pretty cool, huh? Question off topic. Oh, boy. Oh, sorry. That was the Nightbot telling us to do that. Okay, can you use smart plug? Yes. For non-addressable RGB strips, WLED or ESP Home. Oof. WLED is really for addressable RGB strips. So if you want the non-addressable kinds, the sort of analog kinds, you basically just want them to turn on or turn off and set to a special color, ESP Home's probably going to do you fine. Tasmota would do you fine. A Shelly RGB-W controller would do you fine. You can use a DigUno or DigQuad and just some Arduino code, you know. And the LEDs, it's a good idea to have the small PSU for the controller that is controlled from WLED, and the small PSU feed the DigUno. Yeah, I haven't done that, Kenneth, but I know that it's designed for that option. At least on the quad, it is. Does it do that on the Uno? Let's see. What did you say? PSU for the controller that is from WLED. Oh, so you set it up, Kenneth. Did you do the option there where you can have WLED switch off the power supply, switch a relay? There's something like that, a way to do that. I don't know. Best way to run Home Assistant, is a Raspberry Pi fine, or should I use a virtual machine? You know what, Jordan? I think a Raspberry Pi is fine. I do think a Raspberry Pi is fine, with a couple of, what do you call them? Not exceptions, but like caveats, okay? One is, make sure you do frequent backups. I would suggest you do daily backups, and you back it up off of your computer, off of the Raspberry Pi, right? So when you go into Home Assistant and you go to the backups page, like the snapshots page, it will keep a certain number of snapshots, however many you tell it. It'll keep them on your Pi, but you also want these backed up off the Pi. The way to do that, the way that I do it, is Home Assistant Google Drive backup. So you go in here and you set it up so that you can tell it there how many snapshots you want to keep on the Pi and how many you want it to keep on your Google Drive. You link your Google Drive. So every single day, every morning at like 6 a.m., my Home Assistant does a backup and it ships the backup to Google Home. And I think I keep 4 backups on Google Home and 2 on the Pi. Well, I don't run it on a Pi, but that would be what I would do first, regardless of what you do for a hard drive. The second thing I would do is, if you can, exactly what Mr. Hankey says, a Pi 4 running an SSD. And I'm going to do that at some point, probably early next year. I'm not going to probably replace mine because mine's working and it's good, but for the experience of going through the process so that I can help people that are asking questions. Plus we have our RV out here. Plus we're going to build that, the Hobbit hole that we talked about up at our Aidendale place. So I'm going to be doing a couple of new installs of Home Assistant for different locations, and I want to do that. I want to try the Raspberry Pi 4 with an SSD. I think a Raspberry Pi 4 with an SSD is going to be a great solution, and I don't think you need... There was a time where the Raspberry Pi was just not reliable because it was the Pi 3. You couldn't do an SSD, and so you were stuck with the SD card as your drive, and they could fail. And I had one fail on me, and it was misery. Misery. I'm going to celebrate some subscriptions. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Dun, dun. Long time I've been in your stream. How's it going? Tag Mr. P1. Thanks for being here. Punto Boy. I run my Home Assistant VM on Synology. Yep, works well. Yep. And if you've got the savvy, if you're, you've got all the knowledge to do that, that's great. And it works. I basically run mine as a virtual machine as well, but it's on a Nook running Proxmox, which is I think it's a Debian-based operating system, which is really set up just to run virtual machines. And it does it really well. But I know you can do it on Windows. I did that for a while too. I ran it on Windows with just VMware or VirtualBox. I can't remember which one it was. It's probably VirtualBox, whatever's free. But I think today, I think a Raspberry Pi 4 with an SSD is a really good option. I know that they've talked about doing other hardware, some of these other single board computers, making a version that would run on those, but I don't know where that's at. I just know I remember talk about it months and months ago. But for now, absolutely, Raspberry Pi 4, SSD, daily backups to Google Drive, you are golden, okay? What items do I need to start playing around with addressable LEDs from Home Assistant? Ooh. Well, what items do you need? You mean like hardware stuff? You gotta have the LEDs, you gotta have controller, you gotta have power supply. Oh, I didn't release that video. Oh. Whoopsies. For those of you that were on the stream yesterday, I said I would release a new video, which I have 90+% done. And then I got distracted. What happened was we went out and got the orders. We went out and there was the boxes of DigQuads on the porch. And so we brought them in and we've been doing almost nothing but that since then. So I didn't release that video. But in that video, I kind of do go through the things you need. And basically, it's hardware. You need to pick your LEDs. You need to pick a controller. You need your power supply, and then you need some little things like some wires and whatever you're going to mount them with and stuff like that. But if you just go buy a, how dare you have a life outside of videos? Thanks, M. Joan. I recognize your name from Discord. You have a little buffalo. I know you've been around for a long time, right? Didn't you just send me a message? Yeah, M. Joan 4. There you are. And then blank because I can barely handle reserving IPs for the router. Oh, I see. We were chatting in Discord, weren't we? Recently, very recently. But we've chatted a lot in Discord. I recognize your logo a lot. All right. Is there any way WLED manager that would automatically fetch IP addresses in the local network and avoid having to look up at Wi-Fi every time? The app, Yusuf. There's an app for Android and iPhone. And as soon as you connect a WLED controller to your network, in fact, I think it even finds them. I don't just this. Let's just go with that. Anytime you connect them to your network, as long as MDNS is working, I believe, on your network, if you have MDNS enabled, then it will find them. You just go to the Discover, and I've done that on some other videos. Because of my network woes that I've been having, my discovery is still failing anymore. Like personally in my house, I cannot discover new WLED devices through the app anymore. At least I shouldn't say anymore. Like, it's not permanent. I'm sure we'll fix it. But for now, it's just been a problem. Yeah, Unify, Brandon. I know, man. I'm like the only guy in the universe that has had problems with Unify, but we'll get it fixed up. We'll get it fixed up. Should the WLED app work outside your home using Nabucasa as well? WLED. The WLED app will not work outside your home, Nigel. If you're controlling your lights, through Home Assistant and you use Nabucasa, you can go to Home Assistant and open up your lights or turn things on and off in Home Assistant. The WLED app, unless you have opened a port and made some sort of connection between the app or between your phone and the controllers, which I wouldn't suggest you do, it won't work. The app won't work outside your home. What I do is a VPN, WireGuard. I use the WireGuard add-on. It's actually right here. Somewhere here, you can see it. WireGuard. I use the WireGuard add-on for, the tip jar's in the way. But anyways, it's right here. The WireGuard add-on for Home Assistant. And then basically anytime I'm outside of my house, my phone still connects to anything that's in my house. So that's how I connect to the WLED app really easily from outside the house. Cool? Thanks for the videos. You're welcome. You're the reason I left Smart Things and moved to Home Assistant. These videos make a real wealth of knowledge. Well, thank you. Well, I there's going to be more, and things are very seasonal, right? Right now it's LED season. And from about October through the end of the year, it's almost purely LED season. But once January hits, people forget about LED for a minute or LEDs for a little bit. And so my plan is to do more Home Assistant stuff in January, like set up some of these other things that I have to start smartifying, and we'll go from there. So I hopefully will have some more videos as I get into setting this stuff up from scratch again for these new locations like the RV and the Hobbit hole. WireGuard is free, you betcha. Haven't updated Unify for 6 months. 400 old devices with no problems on the Dream Machine and one flying saucer. Oh man, what am I doing wrong? I am doing something horribly wrong. Even today, like I still have things just going off the network and restarting, and like I don't know why my WLED matrix isn't connecting right now, but it's not. I don't know. I just have been, I don't know. I've had so much trouble with my Unify stuff. I'm the only one, but I have had trouble. Mass setup, but update. Hey Frank, what's up, buddy? Hey, I was gonna ask about the streaming tomorrow. It's YouTube and Twitch. Unify has constant issues with the UDM and the UDM Pro. Is that right? Maybe I have a bad UDM or something. I did do an update. Anyways, installed over 1,000 access points and many more thousands of clients and had no issues. DIY tech and repairs. Yeah. Well, I know I'm the exception on this, and I don't know why it is. I don't know what it is that I've got wrong, but I've had some people offer some help. I even have several people who do it for a living. Sounds like kind of like you, who have offered to help, and it's just a matter of coordinating the time and getting it done. But yeah, it's also good that I've had the troubles, because it's actually going to push me to more wired solutions. And I think wired solutions are just going to be a little better. They're definitely going to be more reliable. So I'm going to do some more wired solutions as well. Like my cameras, all my security cameras are switching over to PoE. It's going to take some time to do it, but I've got the system now, and I'm going to start switching them all over. YouTube channel streaming the main stage on YouTube. Ooh, okay, excellent. And we have a total of 3 stages and a couple of sessions afterwards. That's so awesome. Yeah, hop in. The tickets are $1. So go to homeassistant.io. If you haven't yet got your tickets, they're $1. I got mine a long time ago. Get your ticket here for $1, and you can watch the whole thing. It's going to be fun. And then I'll stream after with some commentary. Like the Sonoff cam due to being wired. Oh, you like the Sonoff cam because it's wired. Yeah. Yeah. Physical cables are always better. Yep. I'd choose that every time. Thinking of getting Ethernet hats for my ESPs. Actually, well, yeah, Punto Boy, that's a good idea. And I know Quindor is working on it for LED controllers. So there will come a time next year, at some point next year, where we will be able to get basically a Dig Uno kind of thing that's Ethernet. I mean, you can do that now, but the point is, if it's an ESP32 based processor on there, then you can run WLED. We have the cult boards and those things now, but they don't run WLED. So if you want a wired controller that runs WLED, there you go. Where can I pay for a YouTube channel? Hi from Romania? I don't think you have to pay. Do you mean to? I'm not sure what you mean. Start one, support one, watch the Home Assistant one. Not sure what you mean. Whole Home Assistant on my birthday tomorrow, 13th. Nate, are you 13? Really? Wow. Okay, sorry, we were in this, and what I was going to start with was, I didn't get to show you yesterday what happens when you have the WLED integration. So when you have the WLED integration in Home Assistant, and you connect a new WLED device to your network, this will just pop up. Home Assistant will find it on your network through MDNS, I'm pretty sure, and that's how this will pop up. So then we can go to check it out. Nope, it's not it. This is because my Amazon Echo needs to be reconfigured, so we're not going to worry about that right now. That's a bummer. I thought for sure that was there because of that, because of some new WLED devices, but apparently it's not, so scratch that. He says tomorrow is the 13th. Oh, good. I wish I was 13 again. Yeah, thank you, Thanasis. Thanks for clearing that up. Okay, well, anyways, let's play with NodeRED. What do you guys say? Let's play with NodeRED a little bit. I am not a NodeRED. It was there. Well, no, it wasn't new. It wasn't new. It wasn't new, though. You go to check out new devices. These are the only new ones. Oh, it says discovered. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. It was there. Forgive me. You are totally right. So here it is. This is one that was discovered already. These ones, I guess it's there because it's failed. So this is great. All right, let's see if this works. Let's try and configure it. Hopefully it will find it. If it doesn't find it, it's my fault because I take responsibility for everything. Oh, I did it! Yay! It found it. All right, so now I can just tell it where it is. And I don't know if I have a toy room, so I'm just going to put upstairs, and that's close enough for now. Yay! That's it. So now, oops, I just knocked my mouse off. So now, when I go back to my main display, I can just hit E, and it will bring up the search bar, maybe. There it is. And now I can find toy room. This thing, maybe because I have so many devices, this is always a little slow for me. Toy room. It should be light.toyroom is my guess. Should be light. Yep, here we go. There it is. WLED toy room right there. Yay! And I can turn them on. Turn up the brightness. And I can go here and change the colors. I can change the effects. It's all there in beautifulness. And then we went through yesterday. You know, there's also those services you can call to change things like the preset, the intensity, the palette. Playlist. That's down. Playlist. All right. Yay. Thank you for that. Thank you for pointing that out that was there, and I just totally ignored it. Sorry. Thank you. Never used NodeRED. Something to play with. Yeah, NodeRED's pretty good. NodeRED is pretty good. And Blade is going to be so sad he's not here. Kids are like, well, what's going on? Yeah, probably. There might be somebody in there right now. So if you've never played with NodeRED before, this is NodeRED. This is what it looks like. It's basically an automation system that has a visual component. So it is somewhat visual, more than like a YAML file or more than the sort of question and answer drop downs, type in kind of thing for Home Assistant. But inside of these things, don't be fooled by how pretty and graphic it looks. You still have to do quite a bit of tinkering inside here before you can make it do the things you want it to do and link these things together. So it looks like the Christmas tree water is full. Now look how it's doing this. It's going back and forth. It's blinking between being off and on. So I had to set this. This was from the other day. I don't know if how many of you guys watch this, but this is the Christmas tree water level sensor that I set up. So I basically put an ESP32 that has these capacitive touch pins that you can use. Just connected some wires to them, put the wire in the water, and then when the wire comes out of the water, as in when the water goes down, the impedance, I guess, that it's measuring in the wire, it changes. And so you set a threshold, and once that crosses that threshold, it will turn on, turn off a virtual switch, which is this binary sensor in Home Assistant. I did this with ESP Home. And what was happening was this right here. You see how it's flashing between off and then waiting. So every time it goes, well, it should only be doing it when it goes to on, I thought. Water level is full. Yeah, it should only be doing it when it's going to on, but whatever, regardless, it's flashing back and forth because it's like on the border there. It's like almost not quite in the water, out of the water. You know, my threshold it's probably bouncing right around that threshold somehow. So if I didn't set this thing to wait for 30 seconds so that the state is on for 30 seconds, if I didn't set it to wait 30 seconds, it would be triggering that thing like constantly. And that's what happened. It woke me up the other day because it started doing it at like 7 in the morning and it was just on. So my Amazon Echo was just telling, the Christmas tree water is full. Thank you for filling it up. And over and over and over and over and over and over again. Is there anything not automated in my house? Very little. I do have automated toilet seats, although the bidet is not yet automated. Yet. Carl, ain't that the truth? Carl says, I want to thank Air Cookie for getting me occupied during the lockdown instead of going crazy. Man, I hope Air Cookie is set for life with WLED. I mean, the work he's put in and the beautiful thing that he's created. I hope that just becomes his career and he doesn't have to do anything else. Thomas Lorenzen, oh, is he here? Oh, of course he is. Seamus, how's it going? Choo-choo, homies. Have to ask, how are your toilet seats automated? The way I automated the toilet seats was, when you put up the toilet seat, there's a read sensor and a magnet, and when it's closed, it activates the door lock, which is a magnetic door lock that's connected to like a Sonoff kind of thing. And it turns on the fan in the bathroom. So yeah, that's how it is. And the best part is it stays locked. So if you leave the toilet seat up and you try and leave the bathroom, it won't let you. The door is shut. You cannot get it open until you put the toilet seat down, and then you can get out. And only a few times has somebody been trapped in the bathroom. And honestly, if they leave the seat up, they deserve it. That's funny. No more marital obligations. Oh boy. All right. So let's see what we can do with WLED and some timing stuff. So let's try and find light experiments. We'll put it in here. This was some light experiments that we were playing with. So let's just move some of these things. I don't remember what this was, but we'll just move it out of the way. Move this thing over here out of the way. Give us some space up here to play. All right. So I heard a couple of options. What, for those of you that use NodeRED, yeah, next level pooping. Can you make WLED sync to music, like for a visualizer? There is an audio reactive branch of WLED. I have not played with it. You have to have a controller, or you have to have somehow a microphone connected to your controller for it to work. I know that much. But it's possible. That's all I can tell you for now. I will get there eventually and get to playing with it. I'm sure at some point it's going to become more officially a part of WLED, but for now it's a branch that somebody else made. I helped you make your home smart. Thank you, Amon. Anyone else seeing strange things with chat? Ooh, what are you seeing? Okay. Anyways, what were some, for those of you that use NodeRED, what are some of the calendar things you guys use? I heard somebody say Big Timer, and I'm sure I've got Big Timer. So let's play with Big Timer. And then somebody else said something else, and it's so far back in the chat now I can't remember. LED FX works pretty well. Does it, Brad? I know I've played with it, and I haven't used it in a while. I need to use it again. Prismatic. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Okay, it's another one to try out. I'm only seeing my own chat on YouTube, but can see everything on the second chat roll. Oh, that's funny. My point was that we're saying everything is automated, so I guess the more merit. Oh, that Kenneth. Oh. Thank you, Scott. Enhanced inject mode. Big Timer with a light sensor. Oh, that's cool. So you have a light sensor outside. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you for subscribing. EJ. Dr. Screen Roll. Autocorrect. Alright, anyways. Well, let's start playing with Big Timer. Alright, so Big Timer. Let's see what we can do with Big Timer. First things we can do is we can set it to... Well, let's name the Big Timer. We're going to make this... Let's just make it my December. Well, let's say it's Christmas. And I will... What I'm hoping to do is set this up so that it will start playing a certain effect, a certain preset, starting like at Thanksgiving and going until January 1st. Something like that. What do you think? Prismatic allows you to use WLED as ambilight lights for what's on your monitor. Oh, okay, Prismatic. So that sounds a lot like Hyperion. That's what I do with Hyperion. Same kind of thing. All right. And grip lock ties, Seamus. That's right. I'm still using grip lock ties. They're still selling grip lock ties. They're great for all kinds of things. Is uptime not working? We've only been going, if you're looking, we've only been going for about 40 minutes. I started really late today. So we got an hour and a half. I'm going to go till 2. Or till 3. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go till 3. Okay. So we're going to say colorful effect from, this is just a comment so I know what it is, from Thanksgiving to New Year's. Okay, we'll see if we can make this work. On time at dusk. I like that. That's great. Because then I don't have to tell it what time to turn on. It will turn on based on whatever time it's getting dark. I'm sure in here somewhere I'll put my longitude and latitude, and that's how it will know where I'm at. Great, we can do that. Off time, I think 11 o'clock is plenty late for Christmas lights. I think if you put your Christmas lights on later than 11 o'clock, you're probably going to upset somebody. How is Hyperion going, by the way? Was it worth it? Totally worth it. I love it. It's on right now on the back of my computer. I still watch it with Hyperion every day. I'm going to do some more Hyperion stuff sometime early next year as well, once the LED season passes a little bit, because I want to try Hyperion, the newest version. Like I'm running version 6, and now there's like version 9. There's still alpha versions, but that's, they run pretty well. And I want to use different inputs. So there's a way to do an input with a camera, point a camera at it, at the screen, and I want to try that. Only downside to all those biased lighting products, none support multi-monitor easily. Amen, Chris. Amen. That's the truth. I've got one here, and I've got another monitor over here, and I just have plain old green lights behind it. And I would love it to be both. But it's not. Receive the Dig Unos, and they work great. Oh, thank you. No more sacrificial LEDs. Thanks. Thank you, Kelly. And I asked this yesterday too. If you've had a good experience, if you've got a Dig Uno, Dig Quad, whatever, Pixel Pro, whatever you've got from me or Quindor or whoever, and it works well, please let us know. Like, because we do get some problems, and I don't want to have the problems overshadow the positives at all. So we know that we're getting a very small number of problems based on a very large number of positives that we just don't always hear about. So thank you, Kelly, for coming back and saying that you had a good experience. And anybody else, please do. Let us know here. Let us know on the website. It's nice to hear. We appreciate it. So, do I set my static IP addresses for WLEDs? I did, but I've stopped. I was doing that before, but I have stopped. I think if you're going to use Hyperion, you probably need to. If you're going to use Hyperion, or there may be some other things, I don't know about this prismatic, but if you're going to use something else to control your WLEDs, like X-Lights, if you're going to run a show and you've got to tell X-Lights to connect to a WLED controller, then you really want that WLED controller's IP address to stay the same. Some people told me don't do static IP addresses, do reserved IP addresses in your router instead. I've done a bit of combination of both, but set mine in the router, set by MAC address. Okay, so back to this. I think 11 o'clock is a good time to turn it off. On time 2. I don't know why there's a second one, but that's okay. On offset. No, we don't need to on offset it or not. Let's do longitude and latitude. I'll keep myself a little secret just in case. You guys can all... It used to be very easy to find my address, didn't it? It used to be, not only was it easy to find my address, it was easy to find my phone number. I think all those videos have gone away, but you used to be able to really get a hold of me easily. But I will sort of hide my... What's my longitude and latitude? Especially since that dude that I cussed out this morning, that I called a twit. I sent him my address because part of my attempt to please him, he lives here in Utah, and I was like, just come to the house and I'll give you a new one, because I thought that would be quicker and easier for him. But he didn't see my email or something, and so he wrote me back about all pissed off about how he didn't get a response when he did get a response. Anyways, he knows where I live. If he wants to come, that'd be okay with me. I would claim self-defense. Why is it not? Why? It should be easier to find my longitude and latitude. I know it's in Home Assistant too, but I'll just type this in. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. This will work. Just put the town in. Yeah, that'll work. And you guys can see what town I live in. That's okay. So here's the latitude. Latitude here. Great. Oops, no. Not done. Oh, did it not save? Oh, yeah, it did. And here's the longitude. Okay, great. Thank you very much. There we go. And then man UTC. So this is going to be a time zone, or is it not going to set the time zone? Manual UTC. What does this mean? What is UTC? UTC time. Oh, so UTC time is 8:30. So that's -7. I would be -7. So I guess if I didn't want to set the longitude and latitude, I could set this to like whatever, -7, something like that. Is that right? Leave it blank? Okay. That's just if I wanted to manually override it or something. On message, payload, off message, payload. Oh, frame QTT. Okay, I'm not going to do that. On message text, off message text. Okay, so that's cool. So those are just things that you can do when it goes on, right? It will auto change the time zone. Okay, cool. Thank you, Jeff. And Jaco. Thank you. I was in Utah once. Weird year, snow in July. Oh, I remember there's been years that, since we've lived here, because we've been here about 9 years, there's years that we've lived here that there were people still skiing on 4th of July. Right now, there's barely anybody skiing because, well, we just got some snow last night, so today's got a better day. Oh, hey, how's it going? Sir Goodenough's here. What are we fixing today? We're going to do NodeRED. You better ping Blade. He's probably recovering. He had surgery yesterday. Hope he doesn't mind me saying that, but yeah, he's probably resting, and he doesn't want to miss this, I promise. But at the same time, it's the middle of the day on Saturday, so probably a lot of people are out doing stuff. Big timer, scroll to the bottom. You can pick the days and the months. Great. Include special days of the year. Day 1 through 30, month 1 through 12. So that's this part right here, isn't it? Or it's down here. Oh, good. Oh, okay. So this is for specific days. Wow, and they give you lots of options for these specific days. I don't think I need any of those. I'm going to skip those specific days. But I can go down here. This is awesome. So we're going to do it every day of the week, but we're only going to do it for... Oh, I see. We're going to take off all these months. So we're definitely going to do it for the month of December. Now, here's the thing about the month of November. Maybe what we could do is we skip November down here and we put it in up here. We can go month 11. Oh, I see. We would have to do each specific day. Okay. So let's just do like the last maybe 6 days or 7 days, whatever I just did. So the last week of November and then the first week of, and then the whole month of December. So we're going to do it for the last week of November and the whole month of December. So how many days in November? 28. 30. Isn't there 30? There's 30 days in November. So we're going to make this 30. Not 300. Make this 30. This would be 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Okay, so starting on the 24th of November, this will activate. And then through the whole month of December. How does that look for my NodeRED amigos out there, guys who know what this is supposed to do and look like? How many of you say that's good? Is that good? Main UTC is for if your machine is not running on your local time zone. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jaco. What do you think? Does this look good? Pete Scargill. Oh, Pete's a good dude. He writes me every once in a while. The guy from Big Timer has implemented a way to override the field of longitude and latitude so you can inject the values you set in a home system as home, but it's still in testing. Oh, cool. And you know what? I didn't even try and update these. I don't know if maybe this is like a really old version of Big Timer. It could be. So what do you think? Anybody think that this is going to break or not work for one reason or another? I think it looks like it's going to work. Okay. One off message outputs every minute. Speech log output. One off message. So does that mean, hey, Rogerio. That's how you say it, right? Rogerio? That's cool. When I was in my younger days and played soccer, I called myself Justinho because that was like a Brazilian soccer name. Top, bottom you need. So put a switch for on-off after that node and wire it to the top. And I don't think look at this. We have a WLED node. Holy macaroni. Hola macaroni. All right, we're going to do the main front. This will be for the main front lights. WLED, huh? It's probably not going to be able to find... Oh, look at that. It found some. Okay, we'll make it the south side. Done. But what is that? What is that going to do for us? Anything? It doesn't go anywhere. There's no output. Huh. I don't know how that works. Okay, well, we're going to just do it with call service then. What WLED contrib package are you using? I don't know. I don't know. It's been a while since I played with this. Palettes, right? So it might have been, it was probably quarantine when we started playing with this. Isn't there a way to go to the like GitHub for it or something? See what it does or how it does it? Oh, will just fire when you reach dusk. Okay, so that's what I was hoping for, Jaco. So if I just connect something to this, what I was concerned about when it says one off message, my concern was, does that mean that it's going to fire off at dusk on November 24th and then not again until those dates are passed? But that's not true. That's what you're saying. You're saying that's going to fire off during that span of days from the last week of November to the end of December. Every day at dusk, we will get a message that goes out through this. Is that correct? One on and one off message. So one message to go on and one to go off. Daily. Not ever, right? Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Raspy, all you guys. Each time it meets the criteria. Yes. Okay, great. So it's perfect. So that's what we need. Oh, there's a new one. Ooh, Carlo. Carlo has shared with us that there is a new NodeRED. So let's go here, or NodeRED, a new WLED and NodeRED. So we're going to go here. We're going to search for this one. This is new. Let's install it. We're going to install it. I do want to go see the information though. So let's just try this. First time I've been able to watch it live and interact. Love the videos. Got on to this clan via Paul Hibbert. Oh, channel via Paul Hibbert channel. Oh, well, welcome, Mark. Paul Hibbert's a good dude. I like Paul. He's such a nice guy. He's so funny. He's a salty man. I love it. I'm like, I'm a pretty nice guy, and I like to be pretty nice. Paul doesn't care. Paul just tells people in his videos, like, if you're going to get in my chat and say a bunch of stupid stuff, then I'm going to call you stupid. When somebody gets in my chat and says I'm stupid, I'm like, I'm sorry, you're probably right. Let's see, Kareem. My thoughts as well, but the doc is playing around. Okay, what's Kareem saying? Let me see. My recommendation, keep all control of devices through Home Assistant. Use NodeRED to automate Home Assistant. Life will be simpler when only one system directly controls the device. Yeah, well, I just wanted to see this. I wanted to see what this does. So yeah, you're totally right. I'm kind of playing around. I'm kind of learning. When will you make new guides for Paul? I don't know, Kuba. I don't know. I'm not sure Paul wants any new guides anymore. I think he's, I don't know. Once the thing that stopped me was I had trouble getting the broad link to recognize stuff in Home Assistant. The fact that it's called WLED 2 makes me worry a bit. That's funny, Frank. What makes you worry about it? I'll tell you what it makes me think. It makes me think that they wrote WLED, the first one, and it was just so different. It wasn't able to be expanded, wasn't able to do what they wanted to do, so they just scrapped it and they started over. But I don't know. What makes it, because you're a code dude, right? So what does that tell you? I'm curious. Me, Jacob, I totally use Home Assistant. So NodeRED, this NodeRED, if you look around, this is running in Home Assistant. This is the NodeRED add-on for Home Assistant. So the way that I use NodeRED is as an addition to Home Assistant. So some things, when you want to make an automation, you want to have a trigger and you want to set a condition for when it happens, and then you want an action to come out the other end. Sometimes that's easier to do in Home Assistant with Home Assistant automations or scenes or scripts. Sometimes it's easier to do in NodeRED. So I use both. To me, it feels like a quick, bad fork. Like they didn't agree, took their own path, or the first one was abandoned. In general, if you name your project like that, don't know, not much thought, yeah. Is the Amazon Echo Hub still working in NodeRED? Can't get device to add with it. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't, Scott, that's not something that I've used too much. I know we tried to set it up, or we did set it up probably at one point in mine. But I use the media player, the Amazon Echo media player for in Home Assistant, and that's what I do. Doesn't look like it's forked. Let's see. WLED 2. See what it does. Oh, yeah. That's better. That's mucho better. All right. Oh, good. And you can put the IP address in here. Okay, great. So for testing purposes, I had to reset my matrix up there so my matrix is working. So now we'll do my matrix. For testing purposes, we're going to connect it to the matrix so that I can watch it, so we can trigger it and we can see if it's working. So this is great. This WLED 2 node looks like I can go ahead and put in here the office matrix, and I know the IP address of that. And if MDNS is working in your house, which it's not in mine, and I'm sure you could put in here, you know, WLED whatever matrix.local, and it should work. This is one. Okay. So what do you want to happen when this message gets there? Well, you want it to turn on. Ooh, you can set the colors. Oh, beauty. You can set the colors to whatever you want. Oh, what? Is there a... Why is it not saving that when I do that? I need to hit enter. It's weird. Oh, okay, there it goes. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. We're going to do this one. Thanks for subscribing. I missed the message, but thank you. Hit the search for IPs and see what happens. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Because mine has had a hard time searching for WLED devices. My guess is it'll show those same two. Oh, look at that. Well, it's showing the south side. These are different segments, and it is showing the dragon head. So it's showing 3, and I have at least 10. So it's just not, and that's my network. I guarantee that that's my network causing that problem, not a problem with this node. Uh-oh. Now how do I, uh-oh. Oh, okay. I got to hit that search again to get out of the search. All right. So now it's going to be the matrix. It's going to turn it on. I'm just going to set the brightness level to that. I'm going to set the colors to that. I'm going to set the effect to something that has 3 colors. Let's just do like the try wipe. We can change the effect speed a little just to show that we can. Wow, we can do palettes. We can set a preset number, but it only goes to 16, probably because this just hasn't been updated since WLED got updated to 11. But that's great. You can set a preset. Delay before changing to solid in seconds. Okay, so you can change that too. Dude, this node is awesome. Need to hardwire them all eventually. I'm going to hardwire everything. I'm going to become like the Borg with my house. Like, it's going to wire me to my house. I'm going to become part of my house. That picture of Jean-Luc Picard when he's the Borg always freaks me out. I don't know why. Just that one image of him when he's the Borg just freaks me out. Okay, done. Sweet. So we can set this here, and then let's just do an what do you call those things? It's not input. Well, what do you call those? There's that trigger node that you can use to just trigger things. Inject. It's an inject. right? We can just do an inject, and that way I can test it, right? Will that work? I don't know if that'll work or not. Oh, timestamp. Oh, so I can go in here and I can pretend. Oh, I can't maybe. I was going to hope that I could pretend. I don't need to put it there. I need to put it somewhere else. I thought, well, maybe I can pretend that would work, right? You need an on off. I do? Raspy where? Okay, well that part works. But that's just saying that this node here worked. Is anybody else having issues with the ring integration? Ooh, haven't. After the big timer, really? So this, I guess, oh, let's do debug. I want to see. This is part of this is me learning NodeRED. Blade would be very proud. I'm very sad. This is at least the second time that Blade has not been here when we've been doing NodeRED. And he's always wants me to do NodeRED. And twice, when he is not here, I'm doing NodeRED. So I wonder, maybe I missed it, but do you have a Wi-Fi issue? You're funny, Frank. You're very funny. I have the mother of all Wi-Fi issues, I feel like. Put an inject in front of big timer to debug it. And then I want to put a debug. I want to put a debug here, and I want to see what's coming out, right? Like that. And then instead of message payload, well, I just want to see the whole thing, don't I? Complete message object. Yeah. Not that there's going to be anything else probably come out of it, but we'll see. Okay, so if we hit this thing with a timestamp. Oh, and you know what? It should do that because it actually fits in that date range right now. I know, but he didn't say it in almost 10 minutes. That's why I love Frank. That's why I love him. Oh, man. He's right. I almost didn't say it for 10 minutes. I wasn't whining about it for 10 whole minutes. Okay, here we go. So let's go in here and look at the debug messages, right? Hi, Rob, by the way. I didn't see you pop in. Okay. Here's my debug messages. Ooh. Let's clear all this. And let's inject this. Nothing came out, huh? Shouldn't something have come out here? Off. Because it's not, it's off because it's not the right time, huh? So can I change the timestamp? Can I change this and actually put in a time, like a fake time? Can I give it a fake number? Make it think it? Because it's not in the time range? Well, maybe I guess I change the time range in here. You can do that too. So instead of dusk, I can say it's, 1 p.m. Okay. So there's nothing coming out, huh? Am I doing something wrong? Should I be seeing something here? I think it would be fun if you did a reaction stream tomorrow during the Home Assistant conference. We can watch together. I'll be in the chat. I want viewers to be viewing what they're doing. But yeah, let's be in the chat, Rob. Let's do it. And maybe do some recording. Maybe I would just record. I'll sit here and watch and commentate recorded and then put it out after or something like that. Missed the explanation, but what can NodeRED do differently than WLED? Oh, Nicholas. So NodeRED is not, NodeRED is an automation platform. So NodeRED is a way to make your smart devices do things. So in this particular case, what we're doing is using a timer in NodeRED that can let us set the days of the month and the months of the year where we want a specific effect to turn on in a WLED controller. So WLED is still controlling the lights directly. This thing right here is still controlling my WLED matrix. So all it's doing is connecting to my WLED matrix controller and telling it what to do. So it's the same as if you were to go into the user interface and put these things in, or if you're going to go into Home Assistant and control it as if it were a light. So this is just sending a signal to the WLED controller, telling it what to do at a certain time of day, certain days of the month. Nothing should come out of Big Timer, I don't think. I think that's just for sending on off. Change the setting in Big Timer. And I know Raspy's been saying, I can have a timer node that I have set up for me, Big Timer, if you want. Sure, Raspy, ship it to me and see if I can plop it in here. I'm enjoying figuring things out, but I don't want to do that all day. Well, you know what else I can do? I can see, because I thought this would send an on. That's what, based on this, what this says here, I thought that this would send an on message, but maybe it won't. Randomize on 1, randomize on 2, randomize. On time. See, I would have expected this thing, maybe on message payload, but it's MQTT on text. Maybe, do I just need to do on? What if I just did that? No. Still not sending anything out. I want to see if these others are sending anything out. Payload 1. So which one's that? Outputs every minute. Should probably just use that one. What if we use that one? What does it output? Inject, 2 inject nodes, 1 on and 1 off. What, Raspy, what is it that you said? On message, off message. See, this is where I feel like NodeRED is a little, it looks like it's going to be, oh, it's graphic, and you pop this thing in and it just should be straightforward. But there's a lot of settings in each of these nodes that if you don't know what to do or how to do it, it takes some learning still. That's all. Not a knock. It's just, it's not just the automatic, oh, it's a visual, simple, user-friendly. Some of those words get used, and I think there's still some stuff you got to understand. Click on the book for help with the node. The book. Details, outputs. The first output sends out a message at your set on-off times, and if the repeat tick box is ticked every minute. The second one output, the third output inputs. So it needs to say something, right? Like I need to have something in the output. Or should I do it here? This seems like where it should go. To me. I thought that that would be in there automatically, but apparently it's not. Oops. Let's clear it. Let's try it again. Okay. So now let's see if this comes, if I take these off, clear the debug. There it goes. So now it's sending an on. It's just sending the payload is on, right? Raspy pasted something in your Discord live chat. Thank you very much, Sir Good Enough. Thank you, Raspy. I'm going to grab it. This is probably your Big Timer node that you're going to share. Yes. Or you shared it in NodeRED. We need everybody to ping. Thank you, Phil. I see your message down there. In the live stream. There it is. Okay. We should all ping Blade so that he gets on here, poor dude. I'm missing all the NodeRED fun. Raspy has something for me. Oh, is that it? Okay. So if I do this whole thing, and if I go up here, I can import this, right? Import, and then I can paste all this. Where did that go? So I import it's a new flow. It imported it in a new flow. Okay, sweet. So this is what Raspy has just shared with me. Oh, there's no, your latitude, whatever. 51 or 52. Okay, so that's all the same. You got a little bit of an offset there. And then you just did an on message and an off message. Okay, and then timeout. What do you do for, what's timeout? What's that mean? And then everything else is set about the same. Okay, great. So what I was missing was just the on-off thing. And I just barely got to that. Came to that conclusion, but thank you. Which one is it? Lighting experiments. There it goes. Oh, and then Why is this on again? Just sent another message. Is it sending it every minute? Yes, it is. Should be outputting every minute. Interesting. Okay. So let's turn off this. Or, yeah, let's turn it off. That's fine. And then we'll go here. And I think it's working. I think it's already working. So we deploy just in case. That's because that NodeRED Christmas thing is not connected to anything. Whatever, that's fine. And then if I hit this, yeah, came on perfectly. It's working. Wow, that was easy. At the bottom, to turn off repeat. There's a checkbox at the bottom to turn off repeat. Okay. Output at startup. Repeat output. How often does it repeat the output? Oh, my timeout's 1400 as well. Okay. Well, that was easy, guys. Jeez, is that it? Turn on, turn the output on, off, turn output off, stop the schedule, return auto state. Oh boy. Every 1 minute. Another inject to turn off. Okay. Well, let's change the time here. Just for kicksies. Because I'd rather know that this is working, so I'm going to test it this way. So I'm going to use the same inject, but now I change this time in here so that it's supposed to go off if it's 1:30. Okay? No, it didn't turn off. Didn't paste well. Oh, it's 1:30 a.m. because I'm a dope. I don't know how to tell time. It should probably turn this off as soon as we deploy. My guess is going to be to turn it off as soon as it deploys. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. So that's funny. I hit that, and the shades went up, so it scared me for a second. I'm gonna have to put the shades back down. It's too bright. I can't sit here with the shades up. Okay, let's try this again. So it sent the off topic. Your WLED is hardwired to turn on? No. Good morning, Corey. Okay, let's trash this for a minute. We do this. So it sent the off, but this didn't turn off. Inputs. The WLED settings to set on the WLED device. These override any values. Payload that was received as input. Doesn't look like. Does this need to have the WLED thing on the outside? State on so that it's turned to on. Oh, I see. Okay. So I need another one to turn it off, huh? Okay. Well, how's that going to work? Huh, this will be interesting. Oh, that turned it off. Okay, there you go. Or just change it to toggle. I like that idea. Let's do that. That's simple. Let's do that. I'm going to change this to toggle. So if it's off right now and this sends a message, I'm freaked out. No. It like wants to come on and then it goes off. It wants to come on and then it goes off. See that? Okay, that's not going to work. I wonder why. So maybe toggle's not the right thing here. That's not, unfortunately, going to be the thing. Let's put that node back and set it to off. Okay, so now it should turn, well, I guess if we're, it's testing. Deploy. But either way, like I can't have both of these connected. Right now it's going to turn off because this one is supposed to be, because of the time frame in here. I'm trying to test the time frame. So now if I set this to something like that, it should turn it on. And then it turned it right back off. Yeah, because this is connected, so that's not going to be the right thing. Nope. Oh, there it goes, yeah. Okay, so now every time... No. Oh, yep, now it turned on. And then the next time it's triggered, it turns off. And then the next time it's triggered, it turns on. Okay, well that might work. You need a switch, and if payload is on or off, you send the correct node. Darn, screaming at the screen, switch node! Okay, let's use the switch node. So, what do I need with toggle and deploy? I think toggle is working okay. I think toggle worked okay. I did talk. I know you guys are like, it's delayed too, so you guys are screaming at me after I've maybe, chat's going crazy, I know. I remember I was gonna make some DrZzs stress balls so you guys could throw things at your screens and not break them. Toggle is error prone, Jaco says. Oh, okay. So, if toggle is error prone, put all nodes in. It may explode. If the payload is on, set it to turn on. Then if off, set to turn off. If the payload equals on, then what? That's it? Can I not? But see, I don't think this WLED node does that. This is just saying, so whatever it receives as input, let's see this again. The WLED device, this override, so inputs. Payload that was received as input. I guess I don't understand how that's working. Switch node on and off, then inject into it before WLED and toggle LED. I need 2 WLED blocks, I do. One to turn on and one to turn off. That seems wrong. And the switch node, click the plus. Yeah, this is where this is the problem. Seems so easy. I'll get a second output on, off. You just turned off. It's probably every time it sends anything it's going to get. All right. NodeRED, not so easy, not so easy. And different ways to do it. I think I probably got... Somebody go in live and help him, please. Like this. Boom! Yay! Oh, okay. And then you think I could do it with just one. Part of my squirreling and schizophrenia is I have different people tell me different things, but that's okay. What is your off message in Big Timer? Note the variable type. Off message. Oh, it's capital. Does it matter? Okay. All right. So But I could still do this. No, that's not going to work, is it? Now I'm confused. This one's going to trigger. That one's going to trigger. I think it comes on and then goes off every minute. If I wasn't trying to... whatever. So you want this one off and this one on, huh? Why would you want toggle? You want to keep the state in big timer. Now I'm just going to sit back now and watch the chaos. Watch everybody lose their minds in chat. Sorry. Another inject node. What's when the inject node's just triggering it? The inject node doesn't say anything. What's Rob's? I didn't see what Rob said. You want Rob to come on? I'd go live, but I've got contractors here installing Windows, and they are loud. Oh. Head is exploding. Well, somebody make a flow. So just make a flow. Make a flow for me. Make a flow. Paste it in Discord. Send it to me in Discord, and I'll paste it in, and we'll look at it. That'll work. That's what Raspy did. It works. It works. You can inject on, off, auto, etc. into big timer. Oh, so instead of a timestamp, you want to do a message that is like on. And then another one that's off, so we can watch it. Like that. Oops. Is that what you're saying? Oops, this one's got to be off, though. Off. On. Okay. So this should turn it to on, and then this will send an off. Nope. That didn't work. No. Hey, please check Discord. Okay, Carlo, thank you. I do need that sometimes. Ah, there you go. Carlo saves the day. This is part of the fun. Oh no, did I just close my NodeRED? No. All right, let's see what Carlo's got for us here. Where did that go? Okay, so Carlo's got it for us here. Thank you, buddy. So let's import what Carlo made for us. Okay. Oh. Whoa. Okay, so here we go. Oh, you got a bunch of inputs, okay, and then big timer, and then the message. Okay, so let's clear this, and then let's see what comes out. So if I do timestamp, oops, I need to deploy, sorry. Timestamp, then that came out. Here's a 1, here's a 0, here's an on, here's an off. Okay, okay. So big timer is just passing through. So big timer is just setting the conditions, it seems. Right? I want to see what you put in here that was different. Message payload on. Oh, okay, and what I changed was totally different. Well, message payload on. Message payload off. Okay. Well, let's try this. Let's do Carlo's big timer output to my switch. And then let's do on. It's already on. Let's do off. It's not turning it off. So there's still something wrong here. So this needs to, so in my simple mind, here's a flow. Okay, we got another one. Oh. See what this one does. Okay, here we go. Big timer. Dusk, whatever. And then we know how to set this thing. Okay. And then this is what is in the switch nodes, just on, off. Okay. And then WLED on, message payload, debug, name WLED on. This is just a message. What's this one going to do, though? What's that one going to do? Only the switch part is relevant. Okay, gotcha. I know, you're all screaming at the chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sure would laugh at us if he tried to do his job. No, no, no. Don't use that switch. Yeah. Oh, no, that's going to kill him. Don't give that one. Oh, no. Oh, I thought I copied that. Oh, apparently I didn't. But all you had in yours was just this, right? I don't understand. Missing something still. I'm taking a break. Taking a break. Take a break. Catch up on chat. Formulate a plan. Go back at it. Thanks, guys, for sending those. The idea is that the switch will read on-off out of Big Timer and send WLED node that will turn on-off. That's what I would have thought. So I'm just going to replace my switch. It's just not doing it. So this is not turning off. I don't know if that's because nothing's coming out. Oh, maybe it's because it's capital. And it's... No, it's not turning off. That ain't right. Ain't worky. We're doing something wrong. It needs to be caps. We got this, like the big timer. All I'm trying to do is test the big timer part. Use 1 or 0. Just intuitively, this seems funny to me that this doesn't output an on or an off. Hey, still trying? How's my day been? How's it going, Fabian? My day's been good. The last few minutes have been mildly frustrating, but otherwise, it's been great. Alternative to an on-off message is on other output and is output every minute, which is configurable. I don't mind the output every minute. I just think outputs every minute. What if we output this here? Just disconnect that for a minute, and then let's configure that output. How do you configure that output? I just want to know what's coming out. Let's figure out what's coming out. Okay, so every minute, this should output something to my messages over here. Okay, there. It outputs a 1 right now. because it's probably within our time. 2:45. So let's change this now to, oh no, it just outputted a 0. Why would it have outputted a 0 just now? Should be outputting a 1. I'm out of Dr. Pepper. Whoa. Take a break to ask and answer questions. That's a great idea. Let's take a break and let's answer questions. Who has a question besides why in the world are you fumbling around trying to figure out NodeRED? 2 different node IDs, is that 2 different messages coming from different inputs? Ask channel, that's right. Thank you very much, sir. Good enough. Let's go to the Ask channel. Let's go to the Ask channel. Doesn't do any good to have an Ask channel if I don't ever go there. Where'd it go? I thought it was under live stream, live questions. Here we go. All right. Kenny Deals asks, are there a rule for megatree height? Must be a certain base, must be a certain size. Oh, that's a good question. So you're thinking like, is there a, sort of a geometry that's going to mess you up if your tree is not wide enough at the bottom and you make it too high? Gosh, I don't know that anybody, I probably, but I don't know what it really is. So there's, geez, what should we tell you? I don't know that it would be a big issue. I think, if you look at something and it looks like it's going to fall over, then make your base wider. I don't know what else to say. Look at this. It's just going payloads it's changing from 1 and 0 every minute. Do I have another message node here that I'm missing? Oh, this one. This one's probably also sending me messages. So I just want to see what this one's outputting every minute. So, sorry, I don't have a great question, but I know that whatever the ratio for a Christmas tree is, which is probably like something less than 3-to-1, it's not going to be 2-to-1, right? So if you have a 10-foot tall tree, you don't need a 5-foot wide base. But I would bet if you had a 10-foot tall tree, you probably need at least a 3-foot. Well, no, maybe you do need a 5-foot wide. Well, 2.5, right? Half the circle. Let's see if there's another question here. Is there a way to monitor the notifications panel? If I get a notification, it needs re-authentication. For example, if I need... that's a good question. I kind of thought maybe there was. Thank you, Craig, for subscribing. I kind of thought maybe there was. Gosh, there's probably a notification sensor. I don't know. Let's poke around for a minute. It might be like a home assistant. I don't know. Home assistant automation, base. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one either. Man, strike 2. One more and I'm out. Google says the ideal Christmas tree is a 1.5 to 2 ratio. There you go. I don't think so. Try the bottom output on big time. PC. I know. Silly news. I don't want you to talk to me again. Oh, that's only because of the carpet in your room. All right, one more time. Let's see if we can totally strike out. Shulin asks, if you had a spare Raspberry Pi laying around, what project would you commit it to? That's a great question. I like that question because right now, my next Raspberry Pi project is actually going to be an arcade. So I'm going to make a retro gaming arcade. In fact, there's a decent chance that what's in this box right here is some of my parts for it. I actually bought a Raspberry Pi. Yes, it is. It certainly is. Let's check it out. Here we are. This is from Banggood, by the way. I will do more on. I told them I would give them a little bit of a stream where we do some product stuff for them, and this is one of the things that we're going to do in that. So here we are. So we got a whole bunch of these buttons. Bang, bang, bang. You can pound on them. Pow, 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 pow. We've got some joysticks here. Do 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 do. Ooh, they click real nice. That sounds good. Good clicky poundy stuff. I'm sure in here there's a little ball that goes on the top of them. If not, I could totally 3D print an awesome one. Whoa, there's no little ball that goes on the top of them. Unless I missed. Oh yeah, it is. Here it is. So there's a blue one and there's a red one. Awesome. Awesome. And then you have to have these little boards which interface between these buttons and USB. So you take this little guy here, you plug it in here, and that's what interfaces between all of these buttons and USB. And then here is the connections for the buttons and the board. All right? And that's not too much. I think this set like this is like less than $20 for all that stuff. And yeah, retro arcade game, you know. Huh? Yeehaw! All right. Whew. At least I got a base hit on that last one. How many cameras do I have running in the whole house? Good grief. So part of the well, let's see. I can't even count them. I can tell you, I think I have 10 in Blue Iris, and then I have I mean, if you want to count these, this is 2 more. And then I've got 4 other Wise cams. Oh, and a Reolink cam that's outside. Too many, dude. Too many. Oh, just for live. Just for this? Just 2. Can you program Sonoff with ESP Home? Yes, you absolutely can, Mad Dragon. You absolutely can. 3D print? Totally triggered. Here we go. Here we go. Watch this. I want to show you guys what I'm making right now. And then we'll go back to NodeRED. Check this out. This is on my new Ender 3 that I got not that long ago. I did the little stream about it. Why is it taking so long? This is my Ender 3. It's going to take a minute to load for some reason. I don't know why. There it is. See what that's printing? It's printing a ginormous Dwarven mug. It's been going since like 6 o'clock last night. It's getting close to done. It was supposed to take 24 hours, so it should be pretty close to done. A few more hours. But yeah, printing a big old Dwarven mug. And the camera here is a Raspberry Pi, the Pi Camera 2. And it's got night vision, so I don't even have to have a light on in there and I can watch it. I bought a whole bunch of these mugs. I bought this guy that makes these mugs. They're so cool. Mythic mugs. This guy's awesome. Ars Moriendi 3D. I don't know where he is, but his money is DKK. But I've bought 2 packs. I bought 2 of his mug packs. I bought this one, and that's the mug right there that I'm printing. The Dwarven mug. But he's got mugs for everybody. And then there are some that are dice cups. I printed this little grumpy golem for Zach the other day. It's so fun. A new main board? You fried your main board. What did you do? Oh no. Danish kroner, that's what it is. Kenneth, thank you. He sells these models in packs, and to be honest, for the quality of the models, it is totally worth the money. I think it costs about $60 US dollars for those of you that are US. But look, he's got one for dragons. And this is just one bundle. This is actually the second bundle. So this is his Mythic Mugs bundle 2. And I actually also bought his Mythic Mugs bundle 1, which is this one. And printed several of these. These are really fun too. This was his first go at it. This dragon one is awesome. He's got this Dungeon Master one that has a dragon climbing up the side. There's one for Paladin. There's one. This one's here for this one's for the fighter. This one, I don't remember what this one is. Oh, this one must be it looks like it's a rogue or something maybe. Anyways, it's fun stuff. So that's what I'm printing. I'm just printing it in PLA. But what it does, here's what's really cool. I think the YouTube cry for help did wonders. The the inside of those is the exact right size for a can of soda or whatever you drink, Monster, whatever. It's not going to fit a Red Bull, but it will fit a can of soda. It just slides right in. And then he does have caps. You know, you can print the models with or without threads. And then he has caps you can screw a cap on. So you could actually use it. You know, I guess you could put a cap on your drink if you were actually drinking out of it, but you could also, you know, put other things, use it for storage and stuff. They're so cool, man. Oh, right. Oh, Mike. Yes, please do. Please do. Because that was one of the hardest things that I ran into. We tried to do we did actually a retro Pi gaming thing a few years ago, me and Jackson, our oldest. And we had a hard time finding ROMs because some of those sites, man, you start going to those sites to download ROMs and you just get who knows what kind of social diseases. So, but yes, please, man, Mike, please message me on Discord. I would love to have your input on the arcades. The best way to do it, the best stuff to use. I was just going to use RetroPie because it's simple, but man, I'd love to have some input on that. Okay, how can I send you my flow? You can send it in Discord. Perseidus. You can send it in Discord. You can message me in Discord, or you can post it in the Discord chat. How do I monitor the filament runout? I don't right now, Yusuf. I need to get right now with my eyeballs. That's pretty much it. Just for the record, we are talking about legal ROMs, like backups for which we have the original, of course. I didn't know there was any other. Did people steal those? I actually thought there was I thought after a certain period of time we could just do that. We can't? Oh. But still, we are talking about legal ROMs for which we have the thing already. Absolutely. Sorry for encouraging piratism. I want to play that old Kung Fu game, you know? Those old arcade games. It limits the characters. Oh, do it in do a text file. Put it in a text file, and then just upload the text file, because the text file will be a very small amount of memory. You can just post it. Post it in Discord NodeRED. Yeah, that's a good place to put it. Put it in Discord NodeRED. And let's see what we got. We got a few people here posting stuff. Kenneth posted one. Here's Jayco's paste bin. Okay, so we ready to get back to this? My mug. But now that you made me think about that, like how do I monitor the filament? Let me monitor the filament for a second. Oh yeah, I got plenty. Plenty of filament. Plenty. All right, here's paste bin. Shoop. Let's grab this. Copy all that. Go back to NodeRED and import it. This one's from Jayco. So it made a new flow. So let's go to new flow. Okay, so here we have a test node. I'm going to go through each of these and just look at what's inside of them. Oh, it's been sending a 1 this whole time. That's good. That's good. So it's just sending a message that just says test. Okay. It goes into Big Timer. And in Big Timer, we've got the same basic settings there. We've got an on-off under the text. Okay, this time it's under the text. Okay. Instead of message. And then it's just set to some standard stuff. Okay. And then here's what's happening here. Whoa. Is it a 1 or is it a 0? Is it an on or is it an off? Light on. Turning light on, light off, turning light off. So again, in this scenario, we would need 2 different WLEDs, one to turn on, one to turn off. Okay, I could try that. I'm going to collect them here. It has a debug index to test the lights manually and just update your Big Timer time settings to match what you want. Okay. Over here, light turn on. So these light turn on. Wow! But we don't want this, right? We want to replace that with the WLED2 nodes so we can actually physically see it. But it looks like it's working every minute. It's sending this on message too. So that's very, very encouraging. Actually, let's take them both. Okay. And then we should be able to do, oops, not that. Watching me do NodeRED is almost as bad as watching me do X lights. Okay. Deploy that now. Okay, well, let's just test this. This will be to turn it off. Yes, that turned it off. Yes, that turned it on. Okay. So this part now works. So now it's a matter of the big timer. And if we can test the big timer by going to, well, I guess let's just test it. Let's just test it. If we hit this test, it should turn it off. No, did not turn it off. Because right now we're outside of the parameters, right? We're outside of this time, and we are inside of this down here, but we're outside this time, so this should send an off message. That's the problem still, right? I'm going to look at Kenneth's big timer. Whoa. Is this the one I already looked at? No. Was it? Now I'm confused. Of course, all the legal stuff, of course. Why the heck are you flooding your network with on messages? Oh, I'm sure it's small. I was just doing that to test the output. I just wanted to see what that output was. So I don't need these messages anymore. So this part works if this is sending what this says it's sending, which is a 0 and a 1. But the output here is not coming out as a 0 and a 1. I guess it should be. Mine was coming out as 1 right now. So let's take this. Let's take all of this. All right, let's go back to this. We're going to take this, and we are going to copy that one. You wonder why it takes me so long to do stuff? Because look at me. Oh no, that should be right. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to do this. So this will do it every minute and every time this thing is triggered. So it's sending an on message. Which, okay. Now let's change this. It shouldn't be sending it. I guess it's sending an on message only because it's in this time. Let's turn it off. So now it should send an off message, and it turned off. Okay, now let's turn this back to where it should be to turn on. And let's wait. Oh yeah, it turned it on. I think we did it. Holy crap. Man, why did I make that so hard? So it was just the little things, right? It was just the little things. So your brain only time to relax is when you're on the computer. So it was just the little things that was having the right output from this, the right switch node, which Raspy, you told me from the very beginning that we needed the longitude and latitude. That's why that wasn't working probably. Okay. But yeah, Raspy said, you need a switch node. And I was like, nah, I just hook it up directly. I don't know, give me some duct tape. That there's an RV, Clark. So we were so close that whole time. Well, thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so now Can we go through each node? I'm currently doing this myself and not getting it done. Yes, let's do. So now that we believe we've got it, let's see if I can export this, by the way. Let's export this, right? First, I'm going to change this name to WLED timers, and I'm going to put more in here. And then I'm going to just select all this. Can I just select all this and export it? No. I guess I'm going to go up here, export. Oh, yeah. What will this current flow only? Okay, current flow only. Okay. Download. Okay. Oh, that's JSON. Is that okay? Export is smart, thanks. Okay. Then I'm going to go here, and I will drop this in the NodeRED Discord channel. Does that work for everybody? And of course, nobody whose idea I didn't try or whose idea was wrong or didn't work for me, don't, sorry. But thank you for your attempts. I love it. Appreciate it. That's why we make a great community. Okay, so now it should be in there in the NodeRED channel. And now let's walk through the nodes. Okay, so this one, I think that you should have testing and debug nodes. I really, really like that. Read Phil's comments. Okay, injecting off into big timer overrides the timer and turns it off. Inject auto to follow the schedule. Oh, what does test do then? If you inject test. From the vid, looks like a 3.3 Pro. How did I miss this stream? Sorry, Athemi, how are you, man? We're still gonna go. Oh gosh, it's almost 3. Well, we're gonna go for at least another 20 minutes. It'll be a little bit longer stream today because we're just about to get there. Need a Clark Griswold button. Okay. So in here, what we're injecting is test. I guess you could do what Phil is saying. We could have multiples of these, and we could say, we could have another inject node that is off, right? You said inject big capital off. And then I'm guessing you could also do the same thing and have a capital on, right? This is if you want to override the schedule, but we're overriding the schedule with these out here already. And then auto, huh? Test is just to do the auto. It is auto by default, nothing. Okay. So it's auto by default. Okay. So that does that. And then, okay, so this could be auto, it's test, fine. All right, whatever. So we click this, and this will test whether or not this node is working. Okay, so it sends this test message, but I guess if you wrote auto in here as well, it would also do that, but it works to send test. Okay, so we send test, and what that does is basically makes this thing check what time it is and send a message. So you can check right now instead of waiting until it was going to send its next message anyways. This is important. This big timer node and how we set up this big timer node is really the key. That was really the reason we were doing this. I was going to do all the output stuff with just a call service node. So it was just going to be Home Assistant doing it. But we found this WLED 2 node, which actually looks like it's pretty well done, at least on the outside. So it's a WLED node that can connect directly to your WLED device and doesn't have to go to Home Assistant. One less point of failure. Okay. So, or maybe it's just a different possible point of failure. So this node, though, the big timer node, is the reason that I came to NodeRED today, because yesterday when we did the same thing with Home Assistant, the calendar part was not what I wanted at that right now. There's probably other ways. There's absolutely other ways in Home Assistant to do it, but I wanted to try and see what NodeRED had available, and big timer was what most suggested, so that's what we did. So big timer, setting up this big timer was the reason we did NodeRED today. So here's what I've got done, and we need to change it now. Oh, yeah, we'll make sure that it works. But anyways, I'm thinking about, do I want to change this now or what? What I will actually have it set to in the end is dusk, and then to turn on at dusk, and then to turn off at 11 o'clock p.m. And then I set my longitude and latitude so that it knows when dusk is, and it knows my time zone. Then for the messages, I have a lowercase on in this message and a lowercase off in this message. And that's where it says on message. So somebody else had us use the text field. You could probably do that as well. You could send an MQTT topic and payload. Fine. I don't know. But we're just going to use, this seems to work. So we're going to use this. All right. Then in Big Timer, and this was the reason we used Big Timer today. Big Timer does let you set just the month and days that will repeat every year on those months and days. So we went in here. Well, first, at the bottom, you can select days of the week and then months of the year. So in this case, we're going to select the entire month of December, but we also wanted some days in November for it to come on, but not all the days. So we didn't check November because we don't want it on every day in November. Instead, we went here to the special days, include special days of the year. 1 through 31 is the day, and 1 through 12 is the month. And this would include special days of the month, and this one would include special days of the year. Another one, oh, to exclude special days of the year, okay, and to exclude special days of the month, of the week and month. Oh, that's cool. So lots of different ways to customize a repeated schedule based on the calendar that repeats every year. Awesome. Okay, so to include our special days of the year, we want November 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th every year to also be included, in addition to the full month of December. So that's what this part does. And then I just showed you we included the whole month of December and every day of the week. So that was really important. And I think the really important stuff was this getting this message part right. Took a little while for me to figure out. The next really important thing is this switch node. And the switch node, maybe that part doesn't even matter. Read the help of Big Red. I will. Something just fell. Oh no, it's trash. Trash spilled. Blade's here. Don't ever miss again, buddy. I'm wondering if it actually even needs that. Now that I said how important that was, because it's actually outputting a 1 or a 0, so it probably doesn't need those, does it? You still sore, buddy? I'm sorry, man. To call Sunday day 1 of the week. Just in time for the wrap up. That's right, we're wrapping up. Big Timer looks a lot easier than how I did mine. All formulas through function nodes. Big Timer's nice. Big Timer's nice. Been online for about a half an hour. Really wasn't that bad once I got my head around it. It is nice. It's good to use it. I want to ask you guys. Oh, hey, Jaren. Use that node and love it. Oh, the WLED node? Yeah. Okay. I think actually, though, this doesn't probably need to be here, right, guys? The on message and the off message. If I don't put something in here, is it just sending a 0 and a 1? I thought that's what it was. Anyways, I believe it's working. But in this switch node, basically you're just saying if you're getting a 1 or a 0, then you pass an on or an off, I guess. So this is like translating the output of this into the output that these need. So that's important. Routing it to turn it on or off to send the right message. Okay. And then in these nodes, which were really good, WLED2 nodes. So WLED2 is, you have to go to your configuration nodes. Oh, no, sorry, not configuration nodes. You go to manage palette. So to get the WLED2 node, you go to manage palette and install and search for it. And then you just install it, WLED2, this one. And then you can search for WLED2 node over here, right there, and that's what I'm using over here for these. Inside this node, you put the IP address of your WLED controller, And one of them, you set the state to on, and then you can set all of your stuff down here, your colors, your effect. You can do a preset. You can do a palette. Okay. And then in the other one, you set it to off. And I guess if you're going to set it to off, you don't really need any of this stuff. I just copied it, but you can, this doesn't matter if you're setting it to off. And then the top one goes to that node. The bottom one goes to that node. And that's it. Now we will test it. And it turned it off because it's not dusk. But if we change this time to something earlier in the day so that we can test that the timing part is working and set it to 2:30 p.m., we deploy it again. And now when I hit the test, it turns on. Victory. 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 Woo-wee! I need some Dr. Pepper. Who else needs Dr. Pepper? Time for a Dr. Pepper commercial. Whee! All right, I'm back. COVID screens. Do I need help? You know what, Blade? I did. No, I'm just kidding, brother. No, I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we did what we wanted to do. The one other question I would ask for anybody out there who is NodeRED super savvy like Blade and many of you, it seems, is there another timer that you would use to get the same result? You know, is there another timer that you would use to say during this period of days from November something to December, end of December, turn on this certain thing, right? Trigger this certain thing. Intergenic. HasIO configuration, verification hangs forever. Oh no. Look at, there should be something in the logs or something then, Yusuf. If your verification hangs, oh, you know what? I've had weird things when my drive is full. Something though usually though the config verification would go, but it wouldn't update and it wouldn't restart because I didn't have hard drive space. So easy timer and maybe cron job. Energetic. I'm energetic. I didn't know what you meant. Intergenic. Oh, yeah, it's the same thing. Light scheduler. Okay, so light scheduler. I wonder how many of these I have. So you said cron job, which I don't have. So let's install cron job. And these will be fun to play with. You might not have to play with them today, but these will be fun to play with. Cron job is another option, huh? Oh, must be one word. Cron dash job, maybe? No. One word? No. Cron job must be spelled differently. Light scheduler is easier. I think I might have light scheduler. I do have light scheduler. So let's play with that one for a minute. And then let's pick the other one. Cron with generator is easy. Light scheduler. Holiday contrib package, but I haven't used it. Easy timer. Oh, easy timer is the other one. Okay. Okay, I don't have that one. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go to manage palette. We're going to go to easy. Yes, baby. Easy timer. Oh, you know why? It might be because I already have them installed. What's that, baby? Can you please do this? Yes. Okay. So I'm not getting easy timer or where am I looking? I'm doing something wrong. Oh. You have to have these like exactly or it doesn't find them. Is it easy dash timer? Oh, easy timer. Okay. Yeah, it won't find them if you don't put in the exact... Oh, it's already installed. Okay, so I do have easy timer. And then I got light schedule, and the other one was cron. So it's just cron, just this one? NodeRED node for scheduler. Okay. Not a cron job. I don't know what a cron job would be. Of course you work on NodeRED when I wasn't home. I know, Blade, we said that. And a couple times I lamented your absence. But I'm glad you're here. Oh, Cron Plus? Oh. Okay. Go with Cron Plus. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I did miss you. Blade. I haven't looked in our... Blade, have you looked at the ticketing system yet? I haven't looked in there. In fact, I need to ask you if I can somehow salvage my password because I seem to have locked myself out again, I think. Cron Plus. So there's Cron and Cron Plus. Anytime there's a plus, I'm going to go with that one. You know? No tickets yet. Oh, okay. Well, we'll I'm still getting them in the other form, so. And you did miss, Blade. You did miss my saltiness, but we'll share that privately. Locked myself out. Well, I don't know if I so much locked myself out as I lost my password. Did you say... Wait, did you say again? Again. Yeah, it was salty. But it wasn't salty towards anyone here. It was another story that I'll tell another time. But basically, it involved me cussing somebody out with the words, ignorant, entitled twit. Well, dynamite, I do. So for some reason, when I made my login for that particular thing, it didn't save my password. I don't know why, or it's not finding it as the right website or something like that. So it's a different. I think it might be the same login with a different website, so that's why it's not just popping in automatically. And I tried it a couple times, and I was like, I'll just wait for Blade. My new big water bottle that fits a whole thing of, almost not a whole thing, it fits like a liter of Dr. Pepper. So a 2-liter bottle is only 2 refills. Zoop. Gone. Try again tomorrow? I'm free if you want to try again tomorrow. We might be able to. You mean for this? We could probably do some more NodeRED stuff. Oh, but tomorrow, hold on. Tomorrow is going to be the Home Assistant Conference. So I won't be streaming until late tomorrow night. Charge everyone tomorrow. KeyPass 2. You know, that sounds like a good one. I admit I haven't used that one, but I use 1Password, which I paid for a long time ago. But I also use Bitwarden, thanks to Bitwarden Reese. And that has been really good for me too. No work for 4 days. Oh yeah, that's right. I'll be back to work on Monday. I'll be getting my butt kicked on Monday. Are you pouring Dr. Pepper into NodeRED? Is that what it looked like? Bitwarden for the win. Bitwarden is really good, and the Bitwarden add-on works really good. And we did a setup of it. I don't know how good it is, but we did a setup of it and worked. Boy, you anesthesiologists have a heck of a job putting people to sleep and whatnot. Well, I'm sorry you woke up so sore, man. I'm sorry you woke up so sore. I used to say, this was before this. Anyways, I used to say that anybody who came in and got surgery deserved as much morphine as they could handle and still breathe. And that's how I wanted people to wake up, almost like, yo, what's up, bro? You know, like, wow. Right? And then I wanted that to last for a little while until they, you know, started to kind of get tired of that feeling and wanted to do normal things again, which usually is an hour, couple hours after surgery, if it's a hard surgery that hurts. But then, you know, we get opioid epidemics and people getting in trouble and hurting themselves with those kinds of medications. And then you get media picking it up. And then even though that it's not like it's surgical pain related addiction that I deal with, because I give somebody something and it'll last a few hours and then that's it. I don't give them anymore. It's the pills that you take home that people get in trouble with, and, you know, have problems with. But anyways, now it's, you know, people are trying to do opioid free surgery. And there's ways to do it with a lot less pain, but I don't know. It's probably fine for a lot of things, but anyways. Baby, I have no idea where your iPad is. I don't know. I have not seen it, and I don't know where it is. Don't make a big mess downstairs, girls. Hey, did you hear me? Zach is having a party downstairs, so you cannot mess up the basement. Okay, you cannot mess up the basement because there's going to be a bunch of kids coming after Zach's thing downstairs. Okay, have fun. All right. I hope you don't do your work like you do Big Timer. Well, there may be some times during residency where it was similar to what you experienced during Big Timer, but I've been doing anesthesia now for, well, since 2006. So 14 years. So I'm better at it now. I'm decent. Yeah, I want to know what they gave you. Over-the-counter Tylenol and ibuprofen. Yeah, that's why you were sore. And for going home for the afterwards part, maybe that's fine, but I would have given you some Dilaudid. You'd have been happy for a few hours. You'd have woke up slowly, and then the nice thing about coming out of surgery, having something like Dilaudid in your system is that it slowly wears off, and as it starts to wear off, you go, okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit of pain. Now I can start taking Tylenol and ibuprofen so that the pain never gets really bad. But if you wake up directly from surgery and the only thing that you've had for pain is ibuprofen and Tylenol, or if you wake up from surgery and they don't give you anything until they start giving you ibuprofen and Tylenol, that's going to hurt. Oh, you're out for a couple hours, and then when you can't, okay, so they did it that way. Yeah, it still gets you sore, I guess. They gave me that for my last foot surgery. It was a blessing, yeah. It's good when it's necessary. Pain is a state of mind. It is, and it hurts like heck. Let's pop into these timers real quick, and just I want to see what they do. So this is Easy Timer. An Easy Timer looks like it gives you the days of the week, suspend, schedule, send off event. So longitude and latitude. So it's an on-off timer. On event, off event, okay. Value, off event, okay. All right, so it looks like Easy Timer, unless I'm wrong, does not give you the opportunity to set days of the year, as in the first 4 days of July. Yeah, you can show that, Robert. Robert's like, oh, I just understand why you're DrZzs. That took way too long. Yeah, some people. I want to wake up like that every day. Like, yo, what up, dude? What up, bro? Well, dude, don't you live like, the Netherlands? Isn't that, can't you have those things legally there? Like all kinds of mind-altering things? Maybe I'm thinking of a different place. I get some of those European countries mixed up, but I apologize. The Netherlands is my favorite. Hands down my favorite. If somebody said, you go live in Europe, I would say, okay, take me to the Netherlands. Let's go. That's where I would pick. And my very Scottish mother would be very disappointed in me, but I would go there anyways. Scottish mother, German father, but I would go to the Netherlands anyways. So anyways, Easy Timer, unless I'm wrong, it doesn't look like it lets you set days of the year. So you couldn't say, like we did the whole month of December plus a few days in November. But it does do the days of the week. WLED does the days of the week, so maybe this is for a different kind of situation. Let's look at Light Scheduler. This looks like it also does days of the week and time of day. And dusk and dawn. So this is also similar, but I do not see it doing a calendar, as in it doesn't do days of the month, as in the 1st through the 5th of July or something. So it looks like Light Scheduler doesn't do that either. And now there's Chrome Plus. Chrome Plus looks like it's going to be a bit more of a setup. It's less, at least on my first glance, there's not checkboxes, there's not a calendar to pick from. You set a schedule here, date sequence, and then you have to put in a date sequence. So this one would probably take a little learning. You'd have to go in here and read up what you do for these date sequences. But if it's a date sequence, that's hopeful that you may be able to put in something like, 13 through 17 or something like that. I don't know what the date sequence needs to be. We'd have to look that up over here. Date or date sequence format. When you wish to use a fixed date or sequence of dates, the expression can be a string. comma-separated list of dates. An array of dates can contain a mix of string, dates, objects, and timestamps. When specifying a string date, you can use time zone. You can even mix time zones. Oh, very cool. Cron format. Okay, here we are. So if you want second minute, you want days of the month. So the month, day, so it would look like something / something, comma, something, something. Okay, so this can do it. It would be a little complicated, but Cron Plus is another option if you wanted to put in more of a string of that spells out the dates rather than pick the boxes. But it looks like it totally works. Yes, you can do that legally, actually. I thought you could. But you still have to smoke it after waking up. Oh, what? No. You can totally automate a vaporizer. What are you talking about? You could automate something to smoke it for you before you wake up and just fill your room with it. Put it in your CPAP. Oh, Lord, crack myself up. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Pinky's anniversary plugin for Home Assistant, then pull it into NodeRED. Oh yeah, Pinky's anniversary plugin for Home Assistant. We didn't play with that when we were doing Home Assistant. We should do that. Wait on my new vaporizer to show up. UPS is slow. About done for today? Yeah, we are about done for today. My wife is asking me to go play Assassin's Creed. She loves to watch the game. That's fantastic. Wow, you won the wife game, Kenneth. Your wife is like, come on, let's go play video games. I want to watch you. You won the wife game. Congratulations. Yeah, we're done. We're done. We can head to sign off. Anything else anybody else wants to cover real quick? I hope we did a pretty good job of summarizing that. It's certainly something that took me a little while to get just right, but it's simple in the end. And we took a quick peek at these other timers. That could be helpful to some folks. So yeah, overall, I'll call it a win. Good stream, right? So tomorrow, last plug, because this is my last opportunity to do so. Tomorrow's the Home Assistant Conference. It will be starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1900 CET. It's going to go 5 hours, I think is what Frank said. 5 hours. It will be streaming on YouTube. There will be some other stages streaming in different ways that you can watch. And they're going to use this Hop-In. They're going to use Hop-In as the sort of ticketed version. The tickets are $1, $1 US. You go here, you buy a ticket, and then you can just watch, different talks on different stages at the same time. If you don't pay, it's fine. They'll be streaming the main stage on YouTube live. Okay? Pretty awesome, right? And then I'm going to stream after that, and I have a package that Frank and the team sent me that they didn't want me to open until after the stream, after their conference. So after the conference tomorrow, I will stream. It'll be in the evening for me, and I'll open that package and we'll talk about the conference. Sound like fun? That sounds like a lot of fun to me. So much money. I know these guys. They're just in it for the money. Oh. Okay. Let me see. Oh, the kids. The sign off thing won't work because the kids are. Because Alexa, needs to be updated. Babies, you want to do sign off? It's time for sign off. Will we be able to check the conference later or only live? That's a good question, Frank. My guess is it would be recorded. At least YouTube keeps the streams, but I don't know if the other ones will. Let's do sign off, girlies. Okay. How do you want to do sign off? I'm going to let the girls do sign off. I'm going to get out of the camera. Okay, you girls get in there. And how are you going to sign off?
We'll sign off as bees. Like bees.
Bees?
Yellow.
Okay,
Ghost.
sir. Okay,
Ghost.
I will make a bee sound, buzzing sound. Ghost. Oh, you want to do ghosts?
Yeah, ghost.
Okay, do ghosts.
Thanks for watching. Next time.
That's so funny. Good job, girls. Usually you're so loud I have to move the microphone away. This time you guys were really quiet. Bye, everybody. Okay, that was fun.
I'm gonna go.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. Frank, have a great time tomorrow. We'll be watching. We'll be excited for what you guys have to show us. And thanks again, everybody, for your help tonight. Adios. Have a